Over the last year, maybe year and a half, within county limits of Alameda County, deeper industrial areas of Hayward is where I noticed it first. Vehicles driving around with headlights out. And the first thing I thought was, maybe it was like my car. My car was older, it's from the 80s, and the headlights would go out from movement, from motion of the vehicle. The vehicle's always moving, headlights were always moving, and they would go loose, and I thought that they were out. I actually did get pulled over once because of a loose headlight, because I went and bought it, tried to replace it, and somebody told me, oh, that bulb is fine. So I went and returned the bulb. Never thought about it again. Now I've seen vehicles driving around Hayward with one headlight out, the one that remains is on the passenger side. The driver's side is out. There may or may not have been a few with the opposite arrangement. What's wrong with this scenario? They were not older vehicles. They were modern, rounded, newer, shiny, bluer lights. Some of these vehicles, I could tell, it was intentionally put out. Maybe it was the fact that there was two of them going down the same street, one right behind the other. Or opposite directions. Really piqued my curiosity. There's no other reason to do it than to request without saying to be pulled over. If there is, please comment on the video and let me know. This all started after my interactions with David A. Strong, which were not positive and were criminal because he basically sexually assaulted me. I don't really know what the exact definition of somebody pushing their erection against your back that you did not welcome or want are not in the department of. I'm not homosexual. And this person never asked that. He never clarified that. There was no dating application. There was no clarification at all. This is just something that he did without asking. Never in my life have I done that to anyone. Never. Never. The kind of mindset that is not even required for that behavior means uncontrollable. Uncontrollable urges, assumes, thinks they're always right, can't correct themselves, doesn't apologize. A lot of things have changed in my life based on what I see. A lot of bright headlights, a lot of high beams on, and I'm not walking up and down highways. You know, when you're walking around, spend all of your time outdoors and you're not really committed to staying asleep all day. You see headlights. You pay attention to the bright lights. If they illuminate things in front of you, you look at these things. What I believe is that there are a group of people within Hayward of whatever ethnicity interested in monitoring and documenting exactly which police officers are working during which shifts. I cannot understand why anyone else would willingly drive around with one headlight out near police officers, near their routes, near their posts, should have spoken up a long time ago. I was in jail, though. I was jailed within another county several times during this whole incident. Physical confrontations by Hayward Bart on the train tracks that run right behind it. In fact, I had another one recently, and this time I was only hit in the face once, nowhere near as hard. No blood. I guess I should be happy. As I was walking away with a walking stick, I was then told that that is staying with them, and that's no longer my walking stick. It's an African American, goes by the name of Green Eyes, and a Puerto Rican goes by the name of Angel. Never have I had their real names. I kind of decided that once someone takes your walking stick as you're using it to walk away from their request to walk away, and they take it, that they don't make any sense. They don't think properly. And if what they're trying to do is confuse, I got another confusing point for them. A little rebuttal. What could be less understandable? What could be more understandable than the police showing up and asking for that walking stick back? And treating them exactly the way that they deserve for taking somebody's walking stick. Now, I'm not a senior citizen. The same African American that goes by the name of Green Eyes that took said walking stick also offered for me to procure on some way to profit off of an iPhone that was passcode locked, iCloud locked, and had a medical ID belonging to a senior citizen female. He wanted to make money off of it. So I kind of fibbed and told him it's going to take a few days. Because I got to take it to Best Buy, and I got to see what happens. I got to see if somebody else is following it. I got to see if you're on the train tracks to try to deceive this person's location. Location tracking of their own device. Find my device. Find my phone. Find my iPhone. Sure enough, I was arrested with the phone. I didn't get the phone back from the police. I didn't get a charge for a stolen phone because I told them what happened. That person believes that I owe them money in incredible amounts for that lost device. Now, I'm no fool. I know that that's not fair. Does that mean that I wasn't forced to give this person possessions of mine? Does that mean that it was okay for this person to shake me down and forcibly dial my EBT number, my food stamp number, my CalFresh benefits number to see my balance for my food stamps? No. Was it a miracle that my balance was at zero at that exact moment? No, it wasn't. David A. Strong has been so invested in my identity online, using my identity, using my benefits, tracking my benefits. I can't get into any digital tracking of my benefits. I have to make a phone call every single time I want to check my balance, unless I want to keep every single receipt on me and track each one and look at the last receipt, look at the last receipt, look at a piece of paper, little pieces of paper. I have to act like a tax filer at H&R Block 24/7. All because David A. Strong doesn't want to admit that he took my identity online. And who knows where else. For the last year, I've desperately wanted to report identity theft. I guess it's kind of a miracle that I got a phone from Cricket completely for free that I can just talk to, that'll let me open up a video camera so I can talk these things out while this person is following me around and saying what they're saying to try to intimidate me and keep me away from the police, from reporting identity theft, for as long as humanly possible. It's not really working out for them anymore. I have the capabilities. We have the technology. I don't mean we. I gotta stop saying that shit. Saying we over and over again is kind of a byproduct of somebody constantly communicating with you to give the impression that you are never alone. It's meant to scare me. I don't really think it's working anymore. What do you guys think? Hi, Hayward PD. A payment has never been given back to me for what has been stolen. An admission of guilt has never been done. Did I mention that David A. Strong claims to be in the military? Did I mention that? He claims to be a member of the military. Former member of the military. I don't believe that for a second. I think this person lies habitually, over and over again, to justify everything he does. I think that his racist view of the world is done to protect himself and cover his lies and cover his behavior. I think that him following me around and saying that he's a police officer of whatever department, he's really switched back and forth between Hayward and Union City PD over and over again. Can't really commit to one of them, just keeps saying that he's a police officer. So I told this person, I told him, what's your badge number? Of all the talking that this guy does, of all of it, no numbers were mumbled. If he did, I don't hear that part. I hear every other dirty thing he has to say. Every other insult, every other put down. It's bullying. 24/7, round the clock bullying. Doesn't work. Not anymore. All because of voice control, voice communication, device functionality, which is meant for disabled people. There's a lot of irony that's happening in my life right now with the ingenious additions to our lives. Some people try to take advantage of another because they're disabled, for one reason or another. And technology is really just stepping up to the plate and protecting me. It's enabling me to have a digital witness. These videos are all covered in black because the phone is facing my arm. I'm wearing an arm strap sling for the phone so that I don't drop it like the over 10 other devices that have been dropped in that exact same way. And it's a very interesting rhythm because right around this time, usually, when I record said video, before it gets posted to YouTube or anything, anywhere, before it even gets uploaded to Google, any backup, anything, phone gets dropped. Now, as a homeless person would not really have immediate access to any type of external display, I can't connect it to anything. I can't connect it to a keyboard. At that point, it's just a broken piece of glass with an explosive battery behind it, flammable battery, that I have to cradle and keep safe and hope that nobody takes while I'm sleeping, which is also what happens. Can you imagine waking up with 2 broken phones gone? Like, there's no value in them. The screens are cracked. LCDs bleeding through. Dripping broken glass. There's no reason for them to be taken. None at all. No idiot would pick up those phones. I mean, any person would not want those devices, except the person that those devices would incriminate. Just because it hasn't been labeled as evidence officially doesn't mean that destroying it is not destruction of evidence. I think that's enough. Clock's ticking, David. Do the right thing. Turn yourself in. That's not David Nyman. That's David A. Strong. David A. Strong, Park Medallion Apartments. Shop yourself to death, or do the right thing and turn yourself in. Admit what you did before I do. It's a race. You can race me. One of us is doing the right thing, and it's not going to be you.